Level 1. The Courier. You're 14 years old. You live in a city where mornings start with news about bombings and nights end with gunfire. To the state, you're a problem. To the police, you're a number. But to the Medellín Cartel, you're something else entirely. You're small, fast, invisible, and most importantly, you have nothing to lose. You're not a gangster. You're not a soldier. You're not even part of the organization. You're a courier, a kid who carries packages, cash, and messages. If you get caught, it's not an incident. It's paperwork. No one comes for you. No one gets revenge. Your value ends the second you hit the pavement. The job is simple. Pick up the envelope. Deliver it. Don't look inside. Sometimes it's cash, soaked in sweat and fear. Sometimes it's a small package grown men are willing to kill for. Sometimes it's just a sentence you have to repeat word for word. They don't pay much, but for the first time in your life, you have money in your pocket. And the feeling that someone finally sees you. You learn the real rule quickly. They don't need brave kids. They need quiet ones. Kids who don't ask questions. Kids who don't look around. Kids who disappear on time. One afternoon, expensive SUVs with no plates roll onto your street. Conversations stop. Heads go down. The entire block holds its breath. In that moment, you understand something important. This isn't a gang. This is power. That night, they tell you, come back tomorrow. You don't know it yet, but that's the point of no return. Level 2. The Sicario. You're 16 now. You don't just carry packages anymore. They trust you with things they don't hand to kids. They put a gun in your hands. Old, worn, loaded. And they say one simple thing. Carry it, just in case. In the Medellín Cartel, just in case only means one thing. You're a Sicario now, not a hitman. Not yet. You're backup, security. The one who stands nearby while real decisions are being made. You lean against a wall pretending to eat ice cream while deals worth millions happen a few feet away. If the police show up, you don't negotiate. You shoot. Not to win, not to survive, just to create chaos and buy time. Your life is worth exactly as long as it takes for someone more important to get away. The money changes. It's no longer loose bills. It's stacks. You buy shoes you used to stare at through glass. Your mother stops asking questions. There's food in the fridge. The neighbors treat you differently. For the first time, you feel important. Then the first real order comes. Not a warning. Not a maybe. An address. A name. The person talked too much. Or didn't pay. They don't explain which. They don't have to. You pull up on a motorcycle. It's fast. Too fast to think. Too fast to stop. That night, you don't sleep. Not because you feel guilty. Because you feel alive. You understand the truth now. Once you pull the trigger, you're inside. And inside, there are no exits. Level 3. The Lieutenant. You're 20. You don't pull the trigger anymore. Now you decide who does. In the Medellín Cartel, this is what promotion really looks like. Less blood on your hands, more weight on your conscience. You have people under you now. 5, 7, sometimes 10. Kids just like you used to be. Hungry, fast, disposable. You assign jobs. Who escorts the shipment? Who watches the judge's house? Who pays a visit to a warehouse owner who forgot how things work? You don't explain why. You give a time and a place. That's enough. The money is steady now. Not luxury, but security. A better apartment. A car with no plates. A phone you can't lose. You start to learn what real power is. It's not guns. It's information. Who's sleeping with who? Who's in debt? Who's scared enough to flip if the price is right? With power comes responsibility. If one of your guys shoots the wrong person, it's on you. If someone gets arrested, that's your failure. No one yells, no one threatens. They just watch you, quietly, for a long time. That silence is worse than violence. Sometimes you hear about car bombs going off across the city, planes falling out of the sky. The streets are terrified, but you know the truth. This isn't chaos. It's order built on fear. And now, you're part of it. You still think you're in control, but all they really did was move you higher, where the fall is harder and everyone can see it. Level 4, the Cocaine Administrator. You're 26. You're not on the streets anymore. You work in rooms with no windows, at tables with no names. In the Medellín Cartel, this is where real power lives. Your job is cocaine. Tons of it. Purity. Routes. Timing. You oversee jungle labs where coca leaves become white powder. You know which shipments fly north to Miami, which move by sea, and which vanish along the way because someone got greedy. You don't ask who did it. You decide what happens to them. You stop thinking in dollars. You think in kilos. 1 kilo here is worth almost nothing. 1 kilo there is a fortune. Your only rule is simple. The cocaine never stops moving. Not for police. Not for weather. Not for bodies. If a route closes, another opens. If a pilot gets killed, someone else takes the seat. You don't see the violence anymore. You see spreadsheets, radio calls, delays. But you know what every mistake means. A plane crashing into the mountains, or bodies showing up in the streets of Medellín. The money becomes ridiculous. Millions pass through your decisions every week. You can't put it in a bank. You bury it, burn it, hide it. And the more money there is, the less you sleep. That's when it hits you. You don't control the cocaine. You just keep the river flowing. And rivers don't care who drowns. Level 5. The Strategist. You're 32. You don't count kilos anymore. You count consequences. At this level, cocaine stops being a product and turns into politics. You sit across from men who don't carry guns but decide what happens to entire cities. Judges, generals, ministers. You don't threaten them. You make offers. Cash, protection, a future with fewer problems. If the offer is refused, there's a second option. It's louder, it's permanent, and everyone knows how it ends. Your job is balance. Too quiet, and the government senses weakness. Too violent, and the sky fills with helicopters. Every explosion is calculated. Every assassination is a message. Every kidnapping is a negotiation. The city becomes a chessboard, and people become pieces that can be sacrificed if the position demands it. Money loses all meaning. There's too much of it. You can't store it. You can't spend it fast enough. You pay for loyalty in cash and bury the rest in land you technically own, but will never truly control. You start to understand the real rule now. The system only works as long as you don't make mistakes. And mistakes here don't get forgiven. Your life shrinks. No routines, no habits, no attachments. Family is a liability. Friends are a risk. Every conversation might be recorded. Every smile might be fake. That's when the truth becomes clear. You're not fighting the state. You're replacing it until it decides to take its power back. Level 6, the hunt. You're 38. And it's over. The noise never stops now. Helicopters over the city. Roadblocks everywhere. Names that used to be whispered are said out loud on the evening news. The Medellín Cartel isn't operating in the shadows anymore. It's under a spotlight. You're not planning anymore. You're reacting. Every day is damage control. The state isn't negotiating. It's not taking money. It's not listening to threats. It has decided to end this. And you're no longer an operator. You're a target. Your people disappear one by one. Some get killed. Some get arrested. Some suddenly start cooperating. You learn the hard truth about loyalty. It lasts exactly as long as fear does. Money is useless now. Millions mean nothing when every phone is tapped, every route is mapped, and every old friend might be an informant. You rotate safe houses, change security teams, trust fewer people every week. The circle tightens anyway, and then it hits you. The worst realization of all. The organization isn't trying to save you. It's trying to survive you. You've become a liability, too visible, too expensive, too dangerous to protect. The machine keeps running, but it's already cutting you loose. When they finally find you, there's no speech, no last stand, no myth, just another operation, another name crossed off a list, another problem solved. The cocaine keeps moving. The routes stay open. The money keeps flowing. You thought you were irreplaceable. In the end, you were just a phase, and the system already moved on.